Spring nearly exacted revenge 8 days later after the Avs get drubbed by Pittsburgh on home ice 7-2 with 4 goals scored on them in the first period alone. They do basically the same thing to Pittsburgh on their home ice at PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 6-2 is the final. They score 4 goals in the first period, including a beauty from their third line, which consisted of Nazem Kadri, Parker Kelly, and our old buddy in his first game this season, Logan O'Connor. Man, it was a good game all around. I thought there were some sloppy moments for the Avs, especially at the beginning. The power play looked good. All of their lines were fine. They scored 6 goals, and Nathan MacKinnon had a point in the game. Scott Wedgwood also, fantastic again.
Yeah, Scott Wedgwood was tremendous. You mentioned all the Ps. The Avs got a PP goal in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. Marty Necas continues to play out of his mind. Gabe Landeskog's PP is healed, and he's back. So, and Logan O'Connor, first game of the season, plays 15 minutes and 5 seconds. Has a nice assist behind the net to Parker Kelly. Kadri, your third-line center, the best third-line center in NHL history. That's what Nazem Kadri is. But Logan O'Connor playing 15 minutes, dude. On the third line, so he's back. Like, he's not fourth line. Oh, the hip might still be a little something. No, 15 minutes right out of the gate. And look, he's proven he can be a legit third-line wing. Now, Nick Waugh was out. He was late scratch, something of that nature today. But man, OC, he's underrated. You forget about him, but he's such a good player.
Really is, man. And that goal was, for me, it was the prettiest one of the night. I know they have the beautiful face-off play where they're able to set up Marty Necas on the power play, and the power play goes 1 of 3 and continues to look like, I wouldn't say like super dangerous, but it's got teeth now, right? Not only does it generate shots and it's got different looks, it can actually score. Now, does it fix everything that the beginning of the season was missing? Not necessarily, but they don't need to be the best power play in the world. They just need to be kind of dangerous, and that's what they are. That goal from Parker Kelly was awesome. A little stretch pass from Sam Malinsky gets tipped in by Kadri at center ice. He beats Sam Girard to the puck, and they go pass behind the net. One touch from O'Connor down the short side of the net, which is not an easy pass to make. And then a one-timer? A one-timer? Are you kidding me, brother? That was fantastic.
I mean, Nas is great on the forecheck, and you know, I mean, that's your third line center, and I'm curious to see what it looks like when Lehkonen is back, when Nick Waugh is back. Still waiting to see it all together. I'm assuming you're looking at Kadri, Colton, and Waugh, and then but if O'Connor's playing 15 minutes, shoot, and Parker Kelly's playing at the level that he's played at this year, how would you compare that fourth line with Jack Drury at center to what the Avs had in 2022? Not as veteran as Cogliano and Helm, but O'Connor and Kelly are your two wings. I'm feeling really good about that. The season that Kelly has had, and you know what OC is.
You should be feeling great about their depth as they continue to get healthier and healthier. It feels as though Arturi Lehkonen is like mega close. I don't know if he's going to play on Thursday against Winnipeg, but everyone's on the trip. You get an empty net goal from Ross Colton, who I did think was like one of the more ghosty players on the ice. I didn't like really recognize Ross Colton. I recognized Logan O'Connor very much so tonight, just like I recognized Gabriel Landeskog over the past couple of days. Colton's going to be one of those players that I have to feel out going into the postseason. Is he really middle six on this team? I think the answer is no. I think he's more of a bottom six option for you when you're completely healthy. Now, the upper body injury and the late scratch for Nicholas Waugh does it muddies the waters up about what their actual postseason lineup looks like.
You can see Colton on the fourth line. You can see O'Connor on the third line.
Totally.
Yeah, they have a ton of options. And with everybody back now, and the Nature's power play goal, what a bomb he has. Like, putting him, and it's that same spot. It's the same spot that we've seen him in since the Olympic break, and he can rip that thing. Landeskog is back, but he's not on power play one. It's Nelson still, and Brock Nelson did a great job on the pick there and getting net front. Kadri is so versatile too. He floated up and played a little wing as well. They're so deep, they're so loaded. They didn't even play their best game. You got guys coming back into the lineup, feeling themselves out. Guys are reintroducing this and that to each other. And Scott Wedgwood, he's the story of the game.
He's so good.
He looks like the best goalie in hockey.
And he's not getting recognition for the Vezina, which is insane. And the only reason why is because he's kind of split games, but when Blackwood wasn't healthy, he was the bell cow, and his goals saved above average numbers, like, they're good, but they're not leading the league. But he also leads the league in like your normal traditional goaltending, like, counting stats. And for some reason, he's not getting the same love as Sorokin or Vasilevsky. And he's one of the main reasons why the Avs were so dominant at the beginning of the year. Like, the guy should not only be in the conversation, I think he should be leading it. And he might be left off the podium altogether.
Well, you know how he should win the Vezina, like, for real. He should. He won't, but he should. And that sucks. The tandem is getting held against him. That's all that it is. And holy crap, Mackenzie Blackwood looked pretty good his last couple games. So, I mean, this goaltending room is on a completely different level. This might be the best tandem I've ever seen. Like, when you're talking tandems, it's going to be the best tandem I've ever seen. But you get revenge by winning a cup. That's what you do. You get revenge for not being included on the Team Canada roster. We say, make a save sometimes, make the crazy, ridiculous save. Maybe Wedgwood would have made one of those saves that Jordan Binnington couldn't have made.
Maybe.
I mean, you look at the way he's moving that blocker and that he gets up and is in a ready-to-go position at any moment, and he's working his ass. I haven't seen a goalie work harder.
The Gensel save was fucking ridiculous.
The Chinikov save.
You thought it was better than the Gensel save?
I thought the Chinikov save was incredible.
Sorry. Gensel's is a lightning. Sorry.
You know what it is? They both wear
59.
Number 59.
I see 59, and I think Penguins, and I think Gensel.
I thought the exact same thing when I watched that game.
Yeah, sorry. That's my old Penguins brain.
I was like, wait, isn't Jake Gensel on the Lightning? Did I transport? They're both left-handed shots.
No, not quite.
I mean, that could have saved Jack Hughes as a winner. That type of move right there could have done it.
Yeah.
You go win a cup. That's what you do. And it's crazy that Blackwood looked pretty good. If Scott Wedgwood wasn't a human being, I'd be like, yeah, I feel great about Mackenzie Blackwood after his last couple starts. But Scott Wedgwood is the best goalie in hockey right now.
The other save he makes on Ben Kindell, the glove save he makes after, like, there's a bouncing puck and it goes through a few bodies and he just sticks his glove out there and makes it. There was a few times during the 5-on-3 where he has to make these backdoor saves. He's got a great stick save. The second goal goes in because a puck chips over the net and lands on Sidney Crosby's tape, who makes a good backdoor, like, little touch pass, but you have to beat him on freak bounces.
Dude, the first one was like off of Brent Burns' stick, immediately off the Chinikov shot. I actually kind of like that addition for Pittsburgh, how they got that kid.
He's great.
He's a Blue Jacket. He's actually a good young player. But that, like, they were all over it, Rycroft and Mosier. That was a sinker ball. That thing, I rarely see a puck dive. That was like,
it was a knuckleball. It was Tim Wakefield throwing that thing from 80 feet
that
away.
Thing dove down. It baseball opens tomorrow night. That was like okay, you got Shohei Ohtani out on his front foot. Like, that just is gonna happen.
I hated the goal.
Beat that guy right now.
I hated the goal when it happened. Like, when it comes from that far away, you kind of go, all right, buddy, make a save. But what he did throughout the rest of the game was he made up for that goal, right? I know it's knuckling and I know it drops down on him at the last second and it's weird, but from that far away with no screens, no actual like close tips where it really changes direction on you, you kind of go, what are we doing here? But to his credit, like he has all season long, he doesn't compound a mistake with another mistake. What he does is steps up to the moment when they need him to. And like the Avs are up 4-1 after one period of play. This thing is fucking over after 20 minutes. And Pittsburgh gives them a really good run for their money in the second. And the only way they can score against him, again, is the bounce over the net, or they have to tackle him before they score. And thankfully, the NHL knew what goaltender interference was.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess like the goaltender interference, it reminds me of a couple that we talked about on the show recently that I said at least one that the Avs should have challenged but didn't. Because it's so close. These are the ticky-tackiest calls. So the one tonight, yes, it was goaltender interference, but it shouldn't be. But the rule is that it is. At least my interpretation of the rule.
Explain to me.
Because the Penguins player, who is it? I can't remember the dude. Either way. And Taves is the Avs player on him.
Was it Justin Brazeau?
It was Brazeau. Yeah. I believe so. Brazeau. I believe so.
Empty net goal from freaking New Jersey.
Hey,
1 minute to go.
Stars are going to lose.
Dougie Hamilton with like a minute to go on the nose from 200 feet, Spring. 6-4.
You lose games like this. You can lose at home to Pittsburgh, and Dallas lost at home to New Jersey. Good. So what? 7 points clear firmly now with a game in hand. Still
7 points clear with a game in hand, and with the tiebreaker basically guaranteed in regulation wins. I know I said it a few weeks ago, and it got a little sketchy, man. It's over. You've got the 1 seed. It's happening. Sorry, there's not enough time.
The hockey gods shouldn't even let that happen.
Yeah.
What do you say? We're up to got to be 120 days now of the Avs being in first place.
I think it's north of that now. Yeah.
Oh, north of 120 days now. I mean, come on, like you deserve it at that point.
I agree. Sorry, Justin Brazeau.
Yeah, he does go into the crease and he knocks this, like it's by like 4 inches of his blade are in the crease, and he does knock Wedgwood's stick out. But Wedgwood is as far on top of the crease as he possibly can be. He is extended beyond the crease. Now his skates are in the crease. I think that Brazeau is staying north of that area, like by and large. Again, it's extremely ticky-tack. Yes, by what I interpret to be the rule, it is goaltender interference. But you got Taves right up on you. You're trying to cut for a tip and make a screen. Like, to me, I understand why the Penguins are upset. I do. But
especially because the call on the ice
was going to call it, though, is like
they
did.
When they called it a goal on the ice, I was kind of upset, but I understood why they did. I think it's easier to overturn the goal than it is to overturn, hey, I'm calling goaltender interference. So sure. I understand why the referee was like, we're pointing this in. This is a goal, and we know that Colorado is likely going to use a challenge to try and figure this out because it goes back to the NHL headquarters. I thought the referee did it properly. I think it's goaltender interference. I didn't think it was as ticky-tack as you did, but I don't know what goaltender interference is. I have no idea. I wish I did. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if it is just 1% of you is in the crease and you make contact, then okay. That's what I think it is. So that's why I do understand why they ruled it goaltender interference, but I don't know. I thought the reason I say it was ticky-tack is he was barely, I mean barely in that thing, and he's getting ridden by Taves, so I'm a let him play guy. I always am in most sports, just let him play. But okay, if that little 1% is the difference, then So be it. Good. Maybe they don't challenge it if it's Pittsburgh, and you're up 4-1 at the time. You feel a little bit more like, okay, even if we lose this challenge and we have to go on the kill. Now, Pittsburgh, like they had their moments in this game. And they had a double minor. They had the 4 minutes. They had a 5-on-3. Scott Wedgwood was a difference. Who knows? Maybe if that wasn't goaltender interference, it's 4-2, and then boom, it's 4-3. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, I think it was a smart challenge, and I also think maybe the situation dictated even more so to challenge it.
Completely agree. And it's a really good power play. It's an awesome special teams unit from Pittsburgh. It's the only team in the NHL who's both power play and penalty kill are both top 5 in the league. They're one of 2 teams that are top 10 in the league in both, if you add in the Vegas Golden Knights. So like they are buoyed by special teams performances, and you were the better special teams unit tonight without a doubt. Like the PK was awesome.
Well, the kill was great.
Kill was great. The power play, you go 1 for 3. Now the 5-on-3 wasn't great, but it was also like truncated. The first power play was good because you win a draw. You have a set play. Nate just rips one home. He's very clearly comfortable on that off wing one-timer side. I also like how Nate just kind of scores. I wouldn't say it's like grimy, but anytime Nate just scores a rebound goal, I like it. And it was another one that was off of a set play where you snap that puck back, you go stretch from Malinsky to Taves, who now feel like they're a pairing now.
They split them. They split Kale and Taves a few games ago, and I think Malinsky Taves have been the best. But that's no surprise. I think Malinsky would have been the guy primed to take a jump if you put him with Makar or Taves. Taves makes the most sense because he's a left-handed shot. Splitting them up seemed to work. Sam Malinsky, he had himself a great game. You can trust that dude to play with the Devon Taves, and that's a good thing.
Second star of the game, Sam Malinsky with 1 goal and 1 assist today. Logan asks on YouTube, do we know why Wah didn't play? It was an upper body injury, a last-second scratch from Nicholas Wah. We learned about that in the early afternoon when Connor talked with Jared Bednar. So UBI last-second scratch. I don't think it's something that they're really concerned all that much about. But man, the results tonight were great. You wish that Minnesota hadn't fallen apart at the end of regulation. It was 3-3 with like under 3 minutes to go in Tampa Bay. And then Tampa scores a 5-on-5 goal. They score a power play goal against an empty net. And then they're awarded a goal against an empty net to finish 6-3 in regulation. You kind of wanted Mitty to get at least a point, if not 2 there, because then it cuts that gap against Dallas, and maybe Dallas then has to go to Minnesota in the first round. But I think it's looking way clearer that like Colorado's the 1 seed, and you're just waiting to see whether or not Nashville can hang on to that wild card too. They've got a 2-point lead on the LA Kings. They have a 3-point lead on the Seattle Kraken. The Sharks are 5 points back, but they have 2 games in hand, Spring. So I want to kill the Sharks right now, but with those 2 games in hand, I can't.
Tough one for San Jose. I mean, you go into Nashville, you lose 6-3, you get whooped.
Yeah. There were 2 big-time wild card games tonight in the West and the East. It was Nashville and San Jose, and Nashville beat the shit out of San Jose, and then it was Ottawa and Detroit in the Eastern Conference, and Ottawa handled Detroit 3-1.
These wild cards are crazy in both conferences. The Kraken came back and got a point. They were down 4-1 in Florida, but Florida won in a shootout. And you look at Pittsburgh, they're 3 in the Metro, but they're just 1 point back of teams that are out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's the Pittsburgh could find themselves out of the playoffs. They could find themselves in. They got. I mean, you found out tonight. Like tonight was just, you're not winning a cup. Fun little story, but you went up against a legitimate cup contender, and that's what happened. You mentioned the kill tonight. Talking about the kill. Well, who do you have back? You have Logan O'Connor back.
Yep. He
played 255. Like they just threw him into the deep end tonight. And the kill is we talk about the power play, and it's very important. But when you have elite forwards that hound the shit out of those on the perimeter for the opposing team's power play, like when you throw Nichushkin, who looks like he's starting to play real well again, and he hounds you, and O'Connor hounds you, Parker Kelly's getting better at that. Arturi Lehkonen hounds the shit out of you. You know, when you're going Nichushkin, Lehkonen, and then McCartaves, that's tough. That's one of the best 4-man kill units in the league. It's underrated. It really is.
Second best in the NHL right now in terms of kill percentage. They jump over Pittsburgh tonight with the win. They're at 83.2%. Chicago has the best kill unit in the league. Now the power play is sitting at 26th in the NHL rather than 30th or 31st or 32nd. A great kill unit can, just like an awesome power play unit, can get you through a series like Dallas's did last year against Colorado. A really good kill unit that holds a team that forces themselves to stay alive on the man advantage in a series. A good kill unit can neutralize that like in an instant. And man, I agree with you. I think that 4-man unit it's dangerous. They've only got one shorthanded goal. I bet you they're going to double that in the postseason.
Well, bro, and I was just about to, because O'Connor's going to play a ton. I mean, he's worthy of being on your top kill if it wasn't for Nichushkin and Lehkonen. But O'Connor out there with whether it's Drury or Kelly or whomever, dude, Logan O'Connor's shorthanded goal is coming soon. That thing's coming soon. Only one shorthanded goal on the season, you said? Okay, well, guess who's back? I mean, it's the shorty god.
Yep.
That's what they've been missing. And that's coming.
It was a good win, man. You needed those points. It feels like you can just breathe, right? You can breathe again. 7 points ahead with a game in hand, and this was game 70. You've got an easier road than Dallas does. I don't think I expect a letdown from them on Thursday, especially because Winnipeg knows they're very much alive to like backdoor their way in. If I'm Colorado, man, I don't want to see Winnipeg. Like, I don't want to run the chance of Connor Hellebuck showing up in the postseason and becoming MVP Connor Hellebuck from last season. So if that's like the motivation you need to play against a team that is very much beneath you, keep them out. I hope that's what they have on their minds. I want the Avs to see Nashville. I want them to see San Jose. I don't really want them to see Los Angeles, but they'd handle them. It's just that LA plays such a physical style of hockey that I don't really want to invite that before a proposed series against Dallas. Winnipeg scares me more than anyone in the first round simply because of the goaltender's ability to just be a god.
We got a chance to bury them, just like because this was a reality check for Pittsburgh for sure of what their fate would be, should they be so lucky. And then Winnipeg's, their fate would come much quicker. It would be in the first damn round of the playoffs. Who do you think's in net? And it's interesting. It really doesn't matter because it's Winnipeg. So you got to think that it's one of the Woods in each, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I think you're going to go back to Blackwood the next game, and then you're going to go back to Wedgwood after that. Like, I think they're just going to go ding, 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 until someone gives you 2 games in a row of shit. And if that happens, then you might start seeing a number one. But I think they're just going to go ham and egg. And if they both keep playing well, you go into the postseason, and honestly, like, I could see them doing it. I could see them going, you get the first game, you get the second, you get the third game, you get the fourth. And the only way that they switch it is if someone has 2 bad games in a row, like game 1 and game 3, or game 2 and game 4, or a guy shuts out a team in a game, and then they get the next start. It could. I really are going to do. It feels unprecedented.
Yeah. I feel like we're at the point of the season where, like, man, they're playing so well. They should just win these games.
Right. Like, why?
You don't want anybody getting hurt. Like, just make our shows boring. Just make our shows really boring. That's what this is right now. They're ho-humming this thing. They're playing teams they should beat. Don't give us reason to freak out like they did last Monday. And even if they do, they've proven exactly who they are. They lose 7-2, they win 6-2. They got them right back. They sucker punched them right back.
Like, my thing with the starting netminder conversation is, why would you do something you haven't done all season, which is just go, he's the number one and he's playing all the games. You haven't done it all year. So why, just because it's the playoffs and it's a series, why would you change what has worked so well for you? There's no reason.
I genuinely don't hate it. I mean, it's one of those things that, yeah, it's so untraditional that people could scoff at it, but I mean, are these not, especially the Dallas game last week, and they've won everyone since. They've certainly had that intensity to them since Pittsburgh woke them up. They're treating these like playoff games.
Yeah.
They're already treating them like playoff games.
It's not me feeling as though like Scott Wedgwood isn't worthy of being the guy. I think he is. I just don't want to, like upset the apple cart. Like the team is comfortable doing this. Okay, we can play in front of anyone type of thing. So I want to keep it that way. It's weird. They're playing playoff style games, just like you said. I don't know, man. Like, if you
it would be like benching Brent Burns if you were like, dude, this dude's a liability. Shout out to him. He's playing better. Whole team is focused in. But he's got that Iron Man streak. Does a coach have the balls to do it? Does a coach have the balls to go alternating starts? Dude, it's the best tandem I can't recall a better tandem. There's been really good backups to really good goalies.
Swayman and Ullmark were pretty good together.
That was pretty good. That's right up there. I mean, regardless, I mean, it's one of, I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's Swayman and Ullmark were great that year. They were.
Who played in the postseason? That's my question.
I believe it was Ullmark.
I thought it was Ullmark too. And like, here, I'm going to go look back at that season, right? Their historic 135-point season in 22-23. Their goaltending stats in the regular season, Ullmark started 47. Swayman started 37. 49 for Ullmark. Swayman started 37. Keith Kincaid got a single game.
They're Trent Miner.
Yeah, and then the playoffs, Ullmark started 6 games. 6 of the 7 games he started, Swayman only started 1 of them. He came in relief in 1 game. So they basically went from hamming and egging the entire year in Boston en route to a historic regular season. And then was it Bruce Cassidy back then? Who was it? The head coach?
Yeah, was it Monty?
Oh, sorry, it was Monty. It was Jim Montgomery.
It was Monty.
So, and then Jim Montgomery goes, well, it's the postseason, it's the playoffs, so you have to have a number one. You got to have a fucking starter. And then he plays a starter, and Ullmark falls flat in his face. Granted, it's against Florida, but that wasn't what you'd been doing the whole year. You've been going 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, essentially.
It's
learn from the
so what it's you never know the what if machine, but what if they had continued the alternating? Would that have changed anything?
I mean, maybe I can look at that
maybe it would have
series.
And dude, it is there is like a rhythm and a like body clock. I don't know what just a routine that you get into, and when things change, are you getting too cute with it? Oh, just because that's what you're supposed to do. That's because that's what conventional wisdom would say. But this is actually a new era. Tandems, like legit 2 guys, is a newer thing. So we haven't really tested that into the playoffs yet until somebody does it. Somebody will, right? Somebody will do it.
I hope it's Colorado, man. Look, I'm looking at this series. I'm looking at this Boston and Florida series. It is so fascinating to me how they handled it. They go out and they win game 1 3-1, and Ullmark plays fine, and they handle the Bruins. Second game, the Panthers throw 6 in on Boston. Swayman has to come in relief of Ullmark in that game. They go back to Ullmark in game 3. Boston wins 4-2. They go back to Ullmark in game 4. Boston wins 6-2. And then they fall flat on their face. They give up 4 goals, 7 goals, and 4 goals in consecutive games en route to blowing a 3-1 lead, losing in 7 games. The only game that Jeremy Swayman started was the 4-3 overtime loss in game 7, where I think he made like 40-something saves. He made, sorry, not 40. That's way too much. He made 27 saves on 31 shots.
And he only came in prior in game 2 in relief when they
game
pulled
2
him.
in relief. Yeah, he saw like 4 shots in game 2.
Ullmark started 6 straight games, something he probably did not do all season long. And if
then
you're
he
not
petered out in game 6.
Yeah, there's no back-to-backs or in 3 games in 4 nights, but it's still 6 straight games.
Yes.
Every other night, and that's something you're not used to. And we all know, especially in the second round, that thing's going 7. You know, you haven't necessarily it's a little thing. Like, this is because you would say, like, oh, they're pro athletes. Wedgwood's, in his prime. Blackwood's in his prime. They're well conditioned. They should be able to go start 7 straight games. But I don't know. Is their body quite in that shape just because over the course of a year they haven't done that? And also, would it just be wise, regardless, to because you clearly you can tire out as the series goes along, as Linus Ullmark showed you a couple years ago. That can get exhausting. You saw how hard Wedgwood worked tonight. He was working his nuts off.
I'm trying to see Wedgwood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He started the first 7 games of the season, and the Avs won 5 of 7. The only 2 games they lost were in a shootout and an overtime to Dallas and Utah. He also started, that's the most he started all season long in a row, was 7 to start the year.
Makes sense. Blackwood was hurt.
And it's basically been like, Wedgwood had those spots where he had 4 starts, and then they gave Trent Miner 2 starts. Then Blackwood came back, and then Wedgie got 2 starts. Then Blackwood got 3 starts. Then Wedgie got 1. And then Blackwood got 3. And then Wedgie got 1. And then Blackwood got 3. And then Wedgie got 3. And then Blackwood got 1. Like,
yeah,
there hasn't been like a rhyme or reason to like having a number 1.
No, and they surprised me on this trip by going Blackwood, Wedgwood. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. I thought it would be Blackwood, Wedgwood, Blackwood. And so I don't know which wood it will be on Thursday, but I think whoever it is on Thursday, the opposite will get the start on Saturday. I doubt they would go Wedgwood 3 straight starts, which was what it would be if Wedgwood started both Winnipeg games. Maybe they do that. Anything's on the table. You have no idea what they're thinking in terms of who will start, but you do know that no one's really exceeding 2 straight starts right now in a row. We kind of know no one's really exceeding 2 straight starts, which I like. It keeps everybody fresh. Yeah,
that's my point. So why do it in the playoffs?
I'm not advocating for either one. I'll say this, especially the second round against Dallas. It's the Dallas. Spoiler, Dallas is going to win at least a couple games. It's probably going to win 3 in that series. I think it's probably going 7. Okay?
Probably.
Which means whoever starts in one of the Avs losses will give up some goals. And then that night, we'll come on this show, and then certainly the next day in the heat of the playoffs, people will be like, well, you got to go to the other wood. You just simply have to go to the other wood. So no matter what, we're going to at least hear calls for the other wood to play in these playoffs. If one of them holds the other wood off from anyone saying they should start, good on you. That means you bowled the hell out.
No doubt. All right, Spring. Fun game tonight. Avs bounce back. They beat the Pens. We'll be back on it Thursday night as the Avs take on Winnipeg. It'll be a 6 p.m. start, 5:30 p.m. pregame show. So you and I will be on around like 9 p.m. here for Between the Pipes. It'll be a good game, playoff style game. Winnipeg they're playing for their lives right now, racing for the wild card. So I don't think this is going to be a sleepy game. I don't think it's a game that Colorado is going to take off. Now it is the final game of a 4-game road trip where they've been away from home for 8 days. That might play into it. So I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I'm not nervous about their attention to detail. I'm nervous about it's a long road trip and it's at the end of it.
Well, it's also you're right. I mean, the last game, you can see a light at the end of the tunnel, but this team is locked in right now. The Pittsburgh game woke them up. You want to talk about positives of getting embarrassed, and especially for a professional group of dudes who really want this. And, it wasn't, again, their best performance, but when you have that lock-in factor, and certainly when you have good goaltending, you can get a 6-2 result out of something that was maybe more 4-2. I don't know. It's been 40. They won in 22. It's 26. Like, they want this thing. So there's positives too of having come up short of late. It makes you want it even more. Positives getting your shit kicked into the Penguins. It focuses you back in, and they're on their revenge tour to finish this road trip. Got revenge on Pittsburgh. Now can get revenge on Winnipeg. And they know that they see the season. What do they have? 12 games left. It's still a ton, but it is close to the end, and they're gonna go sprinting through the tape is what they're going to do.
All right, Spring. That's it. We'll talk to you guys on Thursday night. Avs win 6-2 for Spring. Raj, thanks for listening to Between the Pipes here on Altitude Sports Radio. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow morning bright and early for Brett Kane at 6 a.m. If you didn't listen today for an Avs Ticket Tuesday, that means you missed your chance to see the Avs take on Winnipeg on Saturday. So don't screw up. Listen on Tuesdays. Listen on Thursdays, because you can win Nuggets tickets on Thursdays as well on Altitude Sports Radio 92.5. Avs win. Peace.